What makes you diverse? What makes me diverse?
A bunch of different things. It ranges from beliefs, cultural background, ethnicity. Yeah, it goes on and on. The list goes on.
When you hear the word diverse, what words come to mind?
Different and race, culture, nationality.
I think diversity is about being different. So how do you believe UNCW has made you more diverse in your semester here?
I feel like I've been able to really embrace different aspects of myself. I'm a biology major, but I've been encouraged to minor in French and music.
Cool.
So,
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Good for you.
I've found myself as a diverse individual just through the different things that I enjoyed doing and like being involved in those.
Perfect. Thank you. Sweet. Thank you for letting us interview. Yeah.
All right, so my name is Chris Montero. I'm the program advisor for Centro Hispano, which is part of the Offices of Institutional Diversity and Inclusion here at UNCW.
Okay, so for you, how does diversity and inclusion go hand in hand?
Well, diversity, it would be, for us, our mission is to increase the number of minority students on campus. So we want to have more diversity where we have people from different ethnic backgrounds and different places, come to school and learn and be part of this community at UNCW. And the inclusion piece would be obviously to help them feel part of the campus as minority students. We want them to also feel not just as an outlier, an outcast, like, oh, yes, they're different, but that's a positive thing and an asset to our community. So we want to emphasize the inclusiveness part where the campus could offer similar, equal, same resources, ideally, right? You want equality across the board for everyone. So that's where the inclusion part comes in.
That's perfect. What makes people diverse and why is it so important?
Okay, so what makes people diverse is a very broad question, first of all. That could be in regards to your religion. It could be about because of your native language or your demographic. You could be diverse because you're older, because you're young. You could also be considered a diverse person depending on your parents. So you could have a white parent with an Asian mother, so that would make you a multiracial person, which is also part of diversity. Sexual orientation is also part of diversity here. Sex, your gender. I think we're all diverse in a very unique way. Just some people have more layers to diversity than others.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, we're all diverse. We're all different and unique in some way, shape, or form.
And that's important.
Exactly. We're not all the same, right? So, like, you guys are two young ladies, so you have some gender inequality issues going on at the workplace where they say that some women get paid less than men, right?
Right.
So there's we have a women's study resource center on campus which looks after the rights and after the women on campus. So,
exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. And would you consider the UNCW campus a diverse campus?
Would I consider the UN? Well, I think we're right at like between 17 or 18% right now. I might be wrong. Probably give or take 3% here. So we're not. Who are we kidding? We're a predominantly white campus. So we're not very diverse.
True.
Some people refer to UNCW as UNC white. But with that said, it doesn't mean that it's not an inclusive campus.
Exactly.
I don't consider it necessarily like a huge problem and a huge issue. I think that we should definitely strive to increase diversity because it gives the campus a different feel, a different flavor. It creates a more inclusiveness environment. And you also want students like myself and people who are part of the minority to see themselves represented not just in the classroom but also with the faculty, with the staff, where you're not just like the only Latino speaking for all Latinos in the classroom.
Exactly.
Which happens a lot, right?
Right.
So I would say that the least interesting thing about me would be that I'm Hispanic, right? There's like many more things before I don't consider that my top
Right.
identifier, if that makes sense.
Right.
You know, I'm first like a sports maniac, and I play a lot of sports, and I'm all that would be first on my identity list before
Exactly.
I go into my actual
Like-
ethnicity. So it also depends on how you look at yourself, you know. And I feel like I'm talking too much, so let's move on to.
No, you're fine. That was the last question.
Oh, that was the last.
Yes.
Perfect. All right.
Thank you for letting me interview you,
Definitely.
and it was nice to meet you.
President of the Black Student Union and a peer mentor at the Upperman African American Cultural Center.
Okay, so do you think UNCW is a diverse campus?
It's diverse in some ways, but as far as racial and ethnic diversity, which I think is very important, it's not that diverse at all.
What do you think makes an individual diverse, and what words come to mind when you hear diverse?
Like an individual diverse, I think you have to be open to new experiences, accepting of all cultures, and willing to recognize the differences, but be able to recognize and acknowledge people's differences, but also be able to accept them.
I think diversity is about being different, so how do you believe UNCW has made you more diverse?
UNCW has allowed me to look at things from a different perspective. I've been lucky to take a couple of courses that have allowed me to look at the world differently. So, for example, I took a U.S. history course where we looked at the perspective of Native Americans, African Americans, and white Americans from different perspectives. But we also did like equal coverage of every group. So I'd say, yeah, the classes have really changed. The classes I've taken here have really challenged me to think differently.
Okay. Perfect.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you for letting us interview you, and it was nice to meet you. What does diversity mean to you, and what are the experiences that you've had on campus with diversity?
So for me, diversity means being from different backgrounds, coming from different places, having different cultural experiences. And a lot of times that's captured as a stereotypical thing. My classic experience is, well, I'm from Brazil, so I think I'm diverse, right? But people look at me and they're like, oh, you don't look like you're from Brazil. I fall into that default white Caucasian category, even though I think of myself as diverse and contributing to UNCW with my background and my culture and all that.
True. Okay. And then, so what do you think that what do I say? God.
What do you think makes UNCW diverse?
Okay. What do you think?
Wait, what? Or do I think that UNCW is diverse?
Yes.
Okay. Let me take like a pause. Do you think that UNCW is diverse?
A little bit. It's getting better than it used to be, but there could be a lot more diversity. You still see a majority of just local area students with a few, let's say, international students or students from different states or from different, how do I say this?
Like different
Ethnicities?
I
Yes,
guess,
ethnicities.
yeah. Or just different walks of life in general.
Yeah.
I guess you could say that too.
So it could be, diversity at UNCW could be improved.
Okay. Sure.
Holly Little, I'm a freshman at UNCW, Becca Sweetmate.
And your area?
Oh, I live in Bilk.
And you work for area?
I work for area chapter in the apartments in Bilk.
Right. Okay. So, what does diversity look like to you here on campus?
To me, like, honestly, it looks like I have classes with students that aren't exactly like me. They might be from a different part of the country or, like, different country in general, and that they just kind of view things differently. And it's not even just, like, skin deep or, like, specific area deep. It's just personality deep as well. Because there's so many students that are actually from North Carolina and from areas that are like North Carolina that are just so different from me in general, that every day I learn something new and like get to experience a whole different idea with other people and kind of see how the world works from their point of view.
And would you consider diversity important to you, or?
Absolutely. Coming to UNCW, I realized I'm from a really small town, which I kind of knew that anyways, but there's not as much diversity there. Like, everyone's pretty much the same and does the same daily routine and everything like that. And, like, coming to UNCW and meeting all these different people from everywhere, basically, has definitely impacted my life and made a huge difference in it and opened my eyes to more than just what I think and what I've known.
And do you think UNCW could be more diverse, or does it have the appropriate level of diversity, or?
Well, from my point of view, like, I feel like it's pretty diverse, because, like, where we do live in the Belkin apartment area, like, a lot of the students in the apartments are international students, so just from knowing them, like, I feel like it's more diverse. But I've had other students that I've talked with about it who don't feel it's as diverse because they're from, like, a different, not necessarily a different country, but, like, a different race or something like that, and they don't feel like it's as much. They feel like it's predominantly white people, and, of course, it's, like, mostly girls kind of thing, and so, I think it could definitely be more diverse, but I do think there is a lot there. Like, we have a good foundation that we can build on if we wanted to.
Okay, thanks, Holly.
You're welcome.